Nathan won Florida State Senate District 14 in a very close special election, winning by just 405 votes. It's the 30th special election win for Democrats since Trump took office again.
Just real quick, how many have Republicans won?
Zero. Joining us now, John Bisignano, president of the National Democratic Redistricting Committee, and Cornell Belcher is with us, pollster, Democratic strategist, and an MS Now political analyst. What we started with, the breaking news, is crazy. It's so crazy what he just did. So crazy. I'm sorry. It's crazy.
Continue.
It's crazy. It's unconstitutional. Mark Elias said he's going to sue, but is it not insane? The president literally just voted by mail a week ago. Literally, about a week ago, he voted by mail. Secondly, I think it's crazy because they are trying to create a national database of Americans does not exist in one place by the federal government. We don't warehouse people's information. That was at least until the Trump administration.
Yeah, I mean, look, where are we headed with this? He is seriously walking towards a line where is Donald Trump just going to start sending Excel spreadsheets of his friends and saying, these are the people that get to vote. Yeah. This is the voter list now. And that's what it is. He's trying to pick and choose who gets to vote. This started with gerrymandering, right? And we could talk about that for days, and we will. But, look, this is really what he's trying to do. He wants to decide who gets to vote in this country. And he wants to completely govern it. And that's what he's trying to do again today. Like you said, he voted by mail just the other day. And then you ask him why, and he says, I was busy. And so was everybody else.
And let me get into the weeds here on it, because the truth of the matter is most voters today actually have cast a vote before Election Day. Right? In most of these states, the elections are, some of them aren't counted, but the elections are basically done before Election Day because most voters have already voted. And when you roll back this, when you attack this, what you're really attacking is limiting and is trying to disenfranchise millions upon millions of voters. So it becomes a really big deal if people don't have this ability to vote. You really do disenfranchise millions and millions of Americans.
How are we also proving citizenship? I think there is a through line in all of these conversations today. And between this executive order that he signed just today on mail-in voting, between the birthright citizenship case that's before the Supreme Court tomorrow, between the SAVE Act fight that's still playing out on the floor of the United States Senate, and it's going to go in the House as well, there's a question of citizenship on the table. How are we proving citizenship?
Well, the real question on the table is, it's not even a question. Let me connect the dots.
Yes.
We only want certain white people to vote. I mean, you can come at it a different way.
Someone to say that. I'm just sitting here at this table.
If only you had your own television show where you could say
that. Maybe in prime time, that would be great. I think America would love to hear from you.
I just wanted this conversation to marinate the way it has, because I want America to appreciate exactly where we are at this moment. And it is so profoundly un-American what we see playing out. I cannot believe I have greater faith in the American people than Donald Trump clearly does. Certainly than any Republican in the United States Congress right now, if they get behind this crap. It's bad enough that they've kept their mouth shut on the birthright citizenship case that the Supreme Court's going to be arguing tomorrow. But they know damn well how they elect Republicans, how they have Democrats who support them vote for them, how they have independent voters vote for them, and they don't give a damn about the color of their skin, where they're from. They just want to make sure they get to the ballot box and vote. And ma'am, here's your ballot, mail it in. And so for this crap right now, to listen to this man sit his behind in that Oval Office and pontificate the crap out of his mouth about our system, America, you got to get fed up at some point. So I was just letting this marinate for a moment so y'all really understand what's at risk here. Because if you think somehow the Department of Homeland Security, working with the Social Security Administration, creating lists of verified U.S. citizens, what if your dumb ass ain't on the list? What if you aren't on the list? What you gonna do?
And also, what if you are?
And what if you are?
The government has all your information.
Right. So this is the piece for me. When you allow this government to do what it is doing, at what point do you say, Donald Trump, we got this?
Yeah.
Am I missing something?
No, but you're not.
You are not missing anything. I mean, look, he's trying to build it out for himself. Look, like you said, Corona, when you're organizing, I spent almost my whole life organizing, right? You're in the field, you're talking to voters, and what you're trying to do is just get them to vote. You're trying to get them to make a plan to vote. You know, do everything that you can to get out and vote. And he's just putting up barriers. He wants to selectively choose who gets to vote in this country and when. And probably, from his perspective, he wants them to look a lot more like him than he does anything else.
Yeah. Well, if you keep making it harder to vote, guess what? Less and less people are, in fact, going to vote. But back to your point, right? At some point, Middle America has to have skin in this game. Right? In the end, Middle America has to have skin in this game. And what I am happy about, and I know it's one of our topics here, is that you do see Middle America reacting in parts of red America when you look at the way that Democrats have been able to flip these seats. We're not talking about blue places. We're talking about red places. We're talking about seat after seat after seat that Donald Trump or Republicans have done well in, double digits in. You see it a swing back. So maybe the American people are telling us something.
Yes. I also think it is worth noting that as much as this is Donald Trump, it's also folks like Governor Ron DeSantis carrying his water, because what we are watching in Florida is an example of the fact not just playing out nationally, it's playing out in the states.
Yeah, I mean, what we're seeing in Florida from a redistricting perspective is fascinating. Because Governor DeSantis, he's got a real problem on his hands. That state is already gerrymandered terribly. And we know that, right? Like, that is a gerrymandered state.
Meaning the maps are wonky?
Meaning the congressional map. DeSantis drew it himself.
They redrew it already, right? Didn't he redraw it not 2 years ago?
Yeah, he redrew it. He commanded this map look exactly like it does. And now, just 2 years later, he's saying, or 4 years later, he's saying, well, maybe I could make it 5 seats better for Republicans. That's absurd. And we're seeing these special election results happen time and time again, especially in Florida. Look, he's going to have a lot of problem redrawing that map to try and shape what he thinks is going to be a better electorate for Republicans.
But you know this better than most. There is a finite number where you just can't squeeze more Republican vote out. Yeah. And if I'm a Republican sitting in the House right now, Congress right now, I'm going, wait a minute, I don't know if I want you redrawing.
Even the Senate president feels this way. The state Senate president.
Can I just real quick before you to make that point, because it's so important. Something I learned in my early battles on redistricting when I sued the governor of Maryland over the map they drew in 2000. And we went and we looked at the maps, and they trying to draw Republicans out of existence. And they did over the next 10 years. We got it from 4-4 to 1, right? What I learned in the process is that you can draw the map however you vote, especially in this environment, and we're seeing this to both your points about the special elections. It does not tell you how your voters are going to vote, because that's just a line in the neighborhood. What Republicans are failing to tap into is the attitude of the voters behind those lines, within those lines. And that's the piece where they're getting, if Florida becomes a hot mess for them. I'm sorry, so you're
right. I mean, I guess, I will just note that the president of the Florida State Senate in December of 2025 cautioned the members about partisan gerrymandering for fear of lawsuits, really, conversations that they are having. Literally, the state Senate president was like, I don't think this is legally all right for us to do. But to the point that Michael Steele just made, I think they recognize that. If they didn't know before, they saw it out of Texas when this primary just happened, and what happened with the number of the House seats there that they thought were safe, those state legislative seats that they thought they drew to advantage. Well, they only drew the House seats. They thought they drew to advantage Republicans. But that is why they're fighting this on all the fronts. They know that they could lose in the redistricting battle, so they're going to make it harder for people to vote. They know they're going to lose in the redistricting battle, and it might not come out the way they wanted to, so they're going to scare people at the polls. They know that they could lose in this redistricting battle, so the president is trying to create an environment where it feels heightened, so he has an excuse to send the military in and potentially suspend the elections. I wish I was being hyperbolic.
So
but
they're going to order the Postal Service to only send absentee ballots to voters on those approved lists that we're talking about, gentlemen.
I got a feeling people who look like me will not be on that list.